over the course of the last like 2 to 3 months, I've talked about a lot about PSA, specifically PSA 9s, right? I've often said I've been giving you guys a lot of examples and videos of cards that I think you should run out and buy already pre-slabbed, as some of the times the PSA 9 and that raw card pricing are virtually the same thing. But sometimes I'm often asked, well, if that's the case, what cards are worth going out and buying raw, whether you're buying them on eBay, TCG Player, your local card shop, your local card show, anything like that? What cards are worth buying raw to send off to PSA? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you guys 5 great examples of cards that are worth buying raw to send off to PSA, and that have 2 things going for them right now: collectability and great potential and ROI. And we're going to get right into this video with the 5 examples that I'm talking about. All right, we're about to get right into this list. Again, I have 5 great examples of cards that I do think you should keep a really close eye on the next time you're buying something on eBay, the next time you go to your local card shop, the next time you go to another card show. Anytime you're buying some cards, some Pokemon cards, these are 5 great examples of cards you really should keep a close eye on to see if maybe that if you come across one, take a good look at it, and hey, this card looks really clean. It has a great potential to get sent off, to get graded, and come back as a possible 10 of any caliber, whether it's PSA, Tag, Beckett, CGC, SGC, whatever. But for the most part, I will be only talking about PSA, as they are still the top dog, whatever you think about them. I hate that they're raising their prices and their turnaround time. We're not talking about that in this video. These are just cards that have that good potential of ROI. And also too, are also great for that collectability. So if you're a collector out there, the first card and first example on this list is Latios from Pokemon Surging Sparks. You can see right here, this is courtesy of pricecharting.com. You can see ungraded $29, $9.39, and PSA 10 $2.58. We're going to go right over to TCG Player. You can see that pretty much matches it up. As you can see, currently now being sold around $32.10. And if you take a look at what is being sold as a PSA 10, $250, $275, $263, $250, $300, $270, $270, so $235. So the lowest $235, highest about $300. That is a very, very good potential on your earnings. So again, if this is a beautiful card, by the way, so it definitely fits that collector's appeal, and it also fits for that potential investment, as the investment potential is already there. So you can see this says it was ungraded. That's a little bit false. The information right there, it says $29.89. It's actually $32. PSA 9, that's still a pretty good price. So maybe if you want to pick it up just already pre-graded, I would highly recommend doing that. But if you're someone who's looking for that potential return on investment, this is a great card right here. So really, really good card from a very strong set. Very good potential right there. That's why it comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Cleffa from Obsidian Flames. Obsidian Flames now is a very good set. Some very good cards coming out of that set. You can see right now ungraded 22 as a 932.50 and PSA 10 284. So from 22 with a possible PSA 10 coming back as a $284 card, that is really good. As far as, again, good card too. So again, it has 2 things going: collecting appeal and ROI. You can see currently over on TCG Player, this card is going for $24.43, so that checks. And you guys can see being sold over on eBay as a PSA 10. It fits that mold pretty well: $295, $300, $319, $299, $280, $385. That's incredible. $255, $255, $250, $289. So again, checks all 3 of those boxes. Price charting seems to have this one down pretty pat. So it's a very good card right there. That's why it comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 on the list is a card that I think is very underrated. So Latios and Cleffa, I think as far as just being raw cards, I think the pricing is accurate. This card, however, I think for raw card pricing is inaccurate. And what I mean by that is I do not think that this card is actually worth $42.99. I think over the long term, in the next couple of years, this card will turn from a $40 card into about an $80 card in the next 3-5 years, somewhere in that neighborhood. I say this card will be closing and knocking on that $100 door. I think this card is super underrated. My suggestion to anybody watching this video: buy this card in both graded and raw. I would be picking up as many of these copies as I can for this card. I think $40 for this card is still super cheap, and especially when you see we go over to TCG Player, you can see it wasn't that long ago this card was just below $30. So it's still, I think, fairly priced well, but I do think this card is underrated. So again, price charting has this at $42, $962, and PSA 10 $530. Man, that's a good price right there. So buy it up for $40, comes back as a possible 10, you're looking at $530. Even if it comes back as a 9, you're still gaining almost $20 worth of value on a card. So that's pretty good. So yeah, really good card, super underrated. PSA 10s on eBay, definitely check out. 600, 550, 540, 559, 530, 514, 700, 530, 589. So yeah, price charting has this one also down pretty accurate. They say 530, but you can see on eBay, it's creeping up to that pretty consistent to 540, 550, and even in that, we saw one for what, 590? Didn't we see one at 590? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I saw something. Oh yeah, $600 right there. So I think in the next couple of years, this card is going to do nothing but skyrocket. It's already up 37% right now. Again, I think by the February, March of next year, this card will be in the 50 range. And I think towards this time next year, this card will be in that $60 range. And then I think another year after that, like 70, 80. You can see where I'm going with this. I think it's just going to continually, gradually, organically increase. So really good card there. That's the reason why it comes in at number 3 on the list. Coming in at number 2 is definitely a good budget pickup for both parties. So this is the Inteleon VMAX from Pokemon Fusion Strike. It's definitely Fusion Strike's an older set now, right? The fact that this card is still pretty fairly priced at $31.91, which I think is a good price for this card. You can see $9.34, so I would also take a look at some PSA 9s in that price for sure. But PSA 10's at $132. The reason why it comes in at number 2 is I think this is going to be the best potential long-term play. So I would actually not even be opposed to buying this card up at a PSA 10 price, right? If you're someone who's like, man, Fusion Strike, you know, if you don't know anything about Pokemon Fusion Strike, like that older sets right there, they were not cut fairly well. So there were not clean cuts on those cards. So finding one that is going to look perfect might be a little difficult. So you may want to just kind of forego all that, just buy it up as a PSA 10. I think that it will gain value over the course of time for sure. But yeah, still fairly good. So again, we come over to TCG Player, and you can see right at that price, right around 35 today. And PSA 10s, 160, 99, 160, 159, 142, 149, 105, 129, and 200. So price charting for this card is actually off a little bit. We're seeing pretty consistently 160, 150 range now for this card. If you look at price charting, this thing is 132. So it's $20 up above what price charting is telling, even though we do get one card. That's another thing too. If you're okay with Japanese, I've seen PSA 10s go for anywhere between $80 to $100. So if you're okay with that, a little side bonus for you. If you're okay with that, I highly recommend picking this up as a Japanese card. The number 1 card on this list is actually probably going to surprise you. It's Armorage from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet base set. Ungraded, this card is fairly cheap, coming in at $14.50. Grade 9, $22.29, but we don't care about that one. For this one, look at this PSA 10. That is because, too, Scarlet and Violet base set was also very hard to grade. A lot of cards cut poorly in this set. So you can see as a PSA 10 for this card, $354.98. Now, if you're at your local card shop or card show, keep an eye out for this card. If you find one that has no whiting and the centering looks pretty good to you, even to the naked eye, I mean, take a risk on it, guys. Take a flyer. Buy it up for 15 bucks. Buy as many as you can. Go home, cross your T's, dot your I's, check over the card, get your little centering tools, do all those things. If you find like 1 or 2 that look pretty clean for $30 into a card, another 20 bucks to send it out, right? That's what, you're $70 in the hole. If you got one back as a PSA 10, you're gonna get $354 for that card. So again, head over to TCG Player, pricing checks out at $14.32. PSA 10s, yeah, it checks out, looking at more than what price charting. Price charting says $354. eBay is telling us $440, $425, $400, $340, $301, $390, $360. So yeah, $360 to about $440 is what you're looking at for this card. It's the reason why this card comes in at number 1 on my list. It's a no-brainer. Keep an eye out for this card if you're at your local card shop, if you go to a card shows of anything, your local card shows, or if you're traveling for these things, or even eBay, right? I know eBay isn't the best, but at least you get some photos. If you think there's one worth taking a flyer, I mean, you get it home, you bought $15 for this card. If it doesn't check out, you just resell it and recoup most of your money. I know you're going to lose it in fees and shipping, but at least you'll recoup some of that money. It's worth, I think, the investment for sure, as this card can definitely get you a lot of money back in return. That's a lot of PSA 9s and 10s you can get for this card if you were to potentially sell it and get one back. Get one back. Hell, if you get two back, you're almost looking at $1,000. I think that's pretty good. I think it's definitely worth it. But that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know down below in the comment section. Sound off. Let me know how you guys feel. If you made it this far in the video, please just do me the honor. Hit that thumbs up button for me. That's really all I ask. If you're new to this channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. And as always, you guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys next time.